Good evening, Tom Ginn, Elevate Your Profits, and
Mark Gassert.
we're going to be right back. What do you think of those two?
Man, that's like a bomb blast, man. It's like coming off the charts. It's pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
just like one of the things we always like to do is Ben Gay always talked about is always reference who you're associated with your
Right.
corporate sponsors.
Be
We got
intentional.
ASEA
Right.
and the new alliance and relationship have to be connected, and
Right.
we won't be talking about that tonight, but we'll have a whole program about that coming up of how
Cool.
businesses can communicate more effectively. And that sort of leads to why we set this platform up. You and I collaborated. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be part of the Grow Live Academy and doing these live streams on a regular basis. But Elevate Your Profit is really about to help people better understand what it takes to win the business. Everything from the
Right.
mindset to the how-tos. We've interviewed some very significant business people, and I will match up our guest tonight with any of them of what it takes to win in the thinking. So before we bring in our guest, anything you'd like to say, Mark?
Well, it's a short week.
Yeah.
Coming down the choo-choo tracks, and we're in the holiday season, and a lot of people are dealing with Q4 out there. All you business types, you're rocking and rolling in it. And so it'll be interesting to see how we move forward. And next thing for me coming up is we got a runoff here in election, December 6th.
Yeah,
So
big deal. It's a big deal.
yeah,
No matter what you're doing, just take
please vote.
responsibility and get out and vote. So
Absolutely, exercise that privilege. Yeah.
yeah, it gives us the free enterprise system and what we're doing. Mark, we got the Thanksgiving holiday coming up, and I just want to say thank you for everybody that's out there that's been supporting us. We wish everybody a blessed Thanksgiving because we're going to have to run really hard today. But you mentioned the holiday, and I just think it's appropriate. It's the mindset that you have, and I learned this a long time ago. People right now are downsizing their thinking and their activity. Well, no one's going to pick up the phone. No one's going to talk to me because it's Thanksgiving weekend, and then we got Christmas, and we have all these
Right.
other holidays. You know what I found out, Mark?
It's a great time.
It's a time to create that momentum.
Right.
So when that January 2nd hits, you're
Right.
ahead of the curve. So
Right.
it's all about a mindset, perception. Many times you're going to catch people this time of year in a good mood.
Sure.
In a good mood. So, hey, without any further ado, I'm going to bring in Haim. Haim, I
Outstanding.
met in a business networking group. I've interviewed him on GeForce, and he's an appropriate candidate to talk to about what it takes to win a business. Haim, are you ready to come on in? Whether you're on
There
ready
he
or not,
is.
here you are.
There he is.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm glad to be here.
Well, we are pleased to have you here, honored to have you here. Elevate Your Profits. And just I always like to start this out here is that we're going to get to know you and what you do and why you do it here in a moment. But I always like to carry this principle forward in everything I do. And we'll just sort of start out like we did last time. We'll just maybe, share what are you grateful for today?
For the day, I wake up in the morning, I do what I love to do, and that's what I'm grateful for. When you reflect on the future, it's coming, but you don't know, you have no control on the future. The only control you have is this moment and that day. So
Yes.
when you make your best from the day, and make every day like today, you're in a good place.
Right.
You know, you and I, we approach it the same way. This is the most important moment of our life right now, and what we do with it right now dictates the next moment, dictates even the future. Even though many times we don't know what that future is going to bring. But thank you for sharing, Mark. What are you grateful for today?
Like I said, I'm grateful that I'm here with my family. Yesterday, I had to go to a memorial service at church, and I miss those people that aren't there anymore. But I'm very thankful and grateful that I've got my health, my family's doing well, and looking forward to more good times.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm so grateful for this moment. I'm grateful for my beautiful wife. I'm grateful for my health. I'm just grateful for so many things. Grateful for the relationships that we develop when we do these programs, and hopefully they'll carry
Right.
on, and we can support each other in our purpose and our and mission in life in our business. So, with that said, I'm going to turn it back over to Haim. And Haim, I do have to apologize again. I have a difficult time trying to pronounce your last name. So I'm going to have you do that for me.
Ohayon.
Ohayon?
Ohayon.
Ohayon.
Yes.
Ohayon. Okay. Yeah.
Ohayon. Okay. So
Don't feel bad
we'll
about
stick
it.
with it. Okay. So I think, part of what we do here is hear people's story, where, a little bit about your background and what brought you to here today. I always believe your why, your story probably has more impact than anything else. There's a lot of coaches out there. You're a personal development coach in those areas. But I think it's really important that people know why you do it versus how you do it. Would you agree?
100%.
Okay.
It's even there is another way to look at that. Is what do you want to achieve from your life? Yeah. When you know what you want, the how is much easier. When you reverse that, which many people do, they say, how I'm going to be millionaire? You need to say to yourself, why you want to be a millionaire? Know how. When you know why you want to be a millionaire, the how it's easy. You need to go to work. You need to either come with something that do good with people that they're willing to pay, yeah, and that's give you the $1 million.
Yeah, you said something there is that when I do my coaching, when people start thinking about what they want for their lives, their vision, their purpose, and why, but if the first question they ask is how, I tell them it leads to can't, because we've been conditioned. The can't says I don't have it, so your subconscious says, why try? In the simplest terms. So. So tonight, share a little bit about your background, where you're from, what brought you to the United States, why you went into business. Just tell your story, because this whole story may influence somebody to say, "Hey, maybe I can do that too." Right. So go ahead and share.
I born in Israel, and last century. We're in a different century now. And in age about the age 13, 14, this is the time we go from grammar school to high school. And back then, I have the pressure for my father to learn something that will carry me for long, long life. So I was thinking in the beginning of the 70s, yeah, the year was 1969, the electronic came to the market. And I say, if I learn electronic, I'm going to be good for many, many years. So let me register to school that teach electronic. So I went to school, I registered, but they have a different decision for me. They said, no, we're not going to teach you electronic. We're going to teach you how to be auto mechanic. Well, in that age, what do you know? Age 13, you're still kid. you obey order from other, so you just follow. You don't argue. You just, that's what you told, that's what you do. And so that's what I learned. That's what I did. Fast forward, 1985, I got married. Yeah. And 1996, I got divorced. From that marriage, I have 3 kids. And I didn't want my kid grow up in a house yelling, screaming, fighting all day long. I said, this is not fair to them. They didn't come to this world to learn that people fighting all day long. Because that's what you get when you're kid, that's what you grow up, that's what you know, that's what you learn. So I say, I need to do something, so I'm going to give up. Not exactly give up, I'm going to give everything to my ex. I want my kid grow up in quiet house, no screaming, no fighting, none. So I step out. I give everything to my ex. Take the house, take the money, take the car. What do you want? Take it. What I knew back then, when you learn something, nobody can take it from you. You learn something, you can do it again and again as many times as you want. I wasn't, back then, I wasn't so smart, but I knew that simple thing. Yeah. So when I step out, I didn't have any place to go. So I was sleeping in my car for a few months, very good few months. And I didn't like that. I have a brother that live in New York. So I talked to him on the phone and I said, do me a favor, send me a ticket. I want to sleep in the bed. I want to brush my teeth in the morning. I want to change clothes. Simple stuff that every person do every day. It's for granted. It's given. I didn't have that. I was considered homeless. So I came to New York. Okay, now I'm in New York. Now I have a different challenge. I don't speak English. So how I'm going to manage in state that I don't speak the language? I was afraid to leave the house because if I get lost, I don't know how to come back. How I tell people where I live? It's a big challenge. But I find out there is the letter F in the English language. Today I can talk about that. Back then I didn't know, but I figured that out. How you use the letter F? Do you live in fear or do you have a faith? I have a faith in me. So I didn't afraid from anything. I said, I came here, I'm going to learn the language. Yeah? I have a lot of error along the way. I'm still having error as I'm speaking with grammar. I'm not talking about writing because that's spelling come into place. And surprisingly, I wrote a book. For a person that didn't know how to speak the language, I wrote a book. So when I came, I was still auto mechanic. I knew that very well. When I came here, I was over 40. So I wasn't a kid. And I was finding job very easily. There is a big Israeli community here in where I live. So to find job, it was easy. But I was all the time looking for bilingual people that can speak English and Hebrew same time, that I can learn, that they can take me places. So that's helped me to learn the language and to go around. Until January 2009, that was the last month I was practiced as an auto mechanic. What happened in the recession in 2008, yeah, the income of the place where I used to work, a gas station, the drop. So the manager came and asked me to do kind of immoral and illegal stuff, and I refused to play it. I said, no, it's not for me. I'm not a kid. I'm already over 50. I'm not a kid. I never did that in my life. I'm not going to start now. He said, well, you're going to have more money in your pocket. I said, you don't do me a favor even then, because you don't teach me how money works. You just give me more money to spend. That's what you do. And now you're going to give me the money only when you make it. If you don't make it, I sell myself short and I don't have the money. So I don't want to play that game. So he showed me the door and said to me, out. I don't want you here. Okay, I'm out. Now I need to figure some other way to have income. I need to earn income to live here. Any place I go, I was overqualified. They say, your age, you don't have another year to give. And with your knowledge, I need to pay you. So no, it's not for me. So I reached the point, I said, well, I need to do something different. I don't want to do mechanic anymore. I want to do something different. So I did something that most people don't even think about. I turn around to find, who am I? What I'm doing here on the face on the earth? What is my purpose? What is my calling? And I find two things. I love people and I love to help people. But that still don't give me anything. I mean, what am I going to do with that? I know to fix car. I can do the same to people. I'm not a surgeon. I can replace the mind of people and they're going to start to doing better. And as I'm searching, I stumbled on coaching. I said, well, that's what coaching do. Let me see how is that going to work. And so I took a course. The school was in Australia, not even in state. And I didn't graduate. I have argument with the school, which is mean that they say, if you want to graduate, to have the certificate, you need to take person with problem, fix it, and move on. I said, well, that's not coaching, that's therapy. I don't want to be therapist. I don't want to deal with people problem. I have different ideal to work with people. They say, okay, what is your ideal? I say, I'm going to take something good and make it great. That's more appealing to me. That's what I see myself doing. They say, we don't teach that. I said, well, that's what I want to do. Say, okay, you're on your own. I say, okay, I'm on my own. I went to a friend of mine. She was a receptionist for event planner, which is means she's sitting in the front. She collecting money and data from people that's coming to the event. I was talking to her. I said, do you love what you do? She said, yes. I said, don't you want to do it for yourself? She said, I love to. I don't know how. I said, you know what? I have idea. I just finished coaching school. I didn't graduate, but I have some idea how I want to work with people. I want to try it on you. Are you willing to be my guinea pig? She said, yeah, why not? I mean, it's cost me nothing. Yeah, I will go for it. In 2 years, she became the president of the chambers and that neighborhood. She had the biggest office in the neighborhood, and she was doing her event on a monthly basis with 10, 15 vendors at a time and with guest speaker. Yeah. And until she passed away from cancer. But she got what she's looking for. I said, well, what I'm doing, it's working. So I will keep doing that. Turn out I have 80% success rate with people. Not everyone is qualified to what I do, but I'm looking for people that want to do something in life, they don't have anybody that they can talk to about what they want. And the way I'm working with people, I find out what is your belief system set and what is your habit do. Because that's the area that hold you in prisoner of life. Yeah, your belief and habit. When you replace your habit, you start to challenge your belief. When you challenge your belief, now you open a gate for life because you're open to learn. And that's given me the success. Plus, I have my own TV show after that. I have my own meetup group with over 1,400 members that I used to speak twice a month, how to raise your confidence, how to build your self-esteem. And all that for a person that when he come here, didn't speak English.
You know, Haim, you know, you're saying some pretty profound things that I think is important for people to really. You wanted to search out something you love to do, and that's that. And you found that it's when we find it in our heart or within our person, whatever we want to call this, things start showing up, and then coaching showed up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I what I did so far in my coaching business, I save people life. I save marriage. I double, triple, quadruple businesses. I find purpose in life. I find direction in life to people. It's not about me. It's not me. It's what you want to do. It's how you want to run your life. It's what you want to discover in your life. Now, every person have the option, not opportunity. It had a lot to do with language, the way you talk to yourself. So when I start to work with somebody, I want to know what is your self-image. What do you talk to yourself all day long? That's your belief. That's your habit. So if I change your self-image, now you start to see life in a different light. Now you start to look who's going to help and support you, not people that give you opinion and tell you what to do. And that's we have a lot. I mean,
Right.
we have when you just say something, you have 10 people with 100 opinion how you need to do things. I don't believe in that. I believe do it yourself. I came up with a phrase that a few days ago I was just thinking, and something came up, and it's go like that. I don't have enough experience to give up. Think
That's
about
pretty
it.
good. I
I
like
like
that.
that. That's hey, that is a great analogy there. Don't have enough experience to quit.
So when you think that way, now you do think. When I start to talk to people, they think I come from the other galaxy, which is mean. With me, you will never fail. It's impossible to make mistake, and nothing will go wrong. So what planet you came from? You're not from planet Earth. We're not thinking this way. I say yes, you can. And here is the thing: whatever is that you do, two things happen. You get result, and that's give you experience. Now the question is different. How does that make you feel? If it's make you feel good, great, put more time on this activity. If it's not make you feel good, it's even better. Now you have something to learn. We learn what we don't know. We resist what we don't know. We learn what we don't know. So when I remove this resistance, now you have another thing to put on your toolbox. Now you have another thing that you learn, and that's life. Is learning. Is learning from doing, get result, have experience. So you fail, you make mistake, you do wrong. No, sometimes you do something that doesn't work. Big deal. So you did something that didn't work. Why you give a different name? When you say to yourself, I fail, I make mistake, I did wrong, now you start to beat up yourself. You start to think very badly on yourself.
Right.
Let's change the phrase. I did something that didn't work. I did something. And I give that example all the time. And let's say that you dead hungry and you by yourself at home. And you
Right.
want to do something to eat. What the simple thing you can do is scramble egg, right? So you take the egg, you take the skit, little bit oil, you break the egg, you scramble that, 2 pieces of bread in a toaster, you have a meal. Now that meal you're gonna taste the same way like the diner? No, but do it every day, you're gonna be better than diner. And don't forget, you're not gonna be hungry after that. You have a meal.
Yes. Hey, Tom, can I ask a question here? I just
You
got one
most
quick.
certainly, Mr. Gasser.
I got to ask you this, Haim, and it's from one of your quotes on your webpage here. But you said when you spend less time looking back, and we as humans, mammal to mammal, have a habit of always doubting, looking behind us. There's nothing back there. I never saw anybody drive a car like turning backwards and trying to go forwards. He said, then you'll have time to design your future. Can you share just a snippet of what you offer people to focus on the future and get rid of the past, let it go. You learn from it and grow and develop from it. But some people like to harbor, whether it's a bad marriage, bad business, decision they made, how they engage with people. Can you share something?
Yes. People said, how I illustrate that? I'm blank. My head is blank. Thinking too much.
I'll just go back to where you said is that going back to when you were at school, they said you're going to become a mechanic. And that happens here in the United States, maybe in a different way, but your culture says get an education, get a job, and retire there, And then most people are doing what culture, society, family says you should be doing instead of helping people find out their gift. And everybody that I've ever met has a genius factor in each one of them. And unfortunately, our culture and how we brought up of how we're going to take our life in a job or a business or whatever is we buy into somebody else's vision and purpose and dream. So how do you help people to get to believe in creating a future for themselves? You create it in your mind first, right?
Yeah. Now it's come back to me, the thought. It's answer you and Mark, same way. People hate change. People don't like change. People don't do good when change is coming. Yeah, but with change, we have more. We have different. So how to go around that? Now, why it's happened? Because people associate change with something else. What you changing? What we changing? Something that doesn't work, is no good, nobody want it, is sitting in a corner collecting dust, is old-fashioned. So when you look at yourself, I'm not any of those things. Why to change? And I say, great, don't change. Because who you are is a good thing. You achieve something in your life, but you want to have more. So let's do something different. Let's add new activity into your life. Now, when you add new activity into your life, you need to make the time to do it. Now, you take the time from activity that you no longer serving you. Here is the change.
That's a great point. Hey, did you see Ruben's comment? Can I read this here? Or
yes, please do. Ruben, yeah. We've interviewed Ruben.
Yeah, Ruben is a
thanks for being here, Ruben.
Thank you, Ruben. Ex-Navy SEAL, successful business person, and he's onward to other ventures out there on the planet. And he said, I figured out what your subconscious mind is designed to protect when I am able to show people that doing nothing is a greater risk than attempting something now and failing at it. Once the subconscious mind realizes that doing nothing is more dangerous, their subconscious takes over and they will move towards change. That's
profound.
Yeah. Very good.
Ruben is the principles you're talking about, his story, and that, when we look at people that are pursuing their purpose and passion in life, that's an emotional attachment. And if, like you said, if it feels good, keep doing it because you got a result, right? Picking up the phone and somebody schedules an appointment with you, you come away, you feeling good. Don't we want to continue that? That's the neurochemistry going on in our mind. So why not continue doing the same thing?
Here is something to think about, which is, that's what I like to do with people. I will give you something to think about. You're going to take the action, which is one day we're going to sit on a rocking chair. We're going to be in hour 90. Yeah, and we're gonna reflect back on our life. So what you want to see? People that follow you or people that was after you? Think about that. If you
Say
want
that again.
people,
I want to make sure I heard that correctly. So I want to.
Yeah, it's
is
a
it
good point.
people that follow you or people that after you? Because people that after you do something bad. It's either the authority, police, criminal, something bad. That people looking for you all the time. But when people follow you, which is when you did something good, they look to appreciate that and they want to hear more and more. And so start today. That's what we call legacy. Start today because that you build it up to the end. That's something that lasts after you're not here anymore.
Perfect.
That's a good point. Good point.
In helping people, you talked about fear and faith. Basically, something was taught to me too: faith and fear of the unseen, right? And we don't. If we had a tiger running down the street at us, Steve, that's a real fear, right? I mean, there's something bad could potentially happen, but most of our fears are unseen. They're just in our mind. And faith is the same thing. Is having faith. And a good friend of mine, Rex Sykes, says, faith is a two-edged sword. A lot of people take faith and they just turn it into hope and wish and wants. But the person that takes faith with certainty, that there's no doubt, that self-confidence, that belief in themselves is so critical. It changes what I call the energy of how you move. So any comments there about fear and faith?
It's funny, Tom, you talk about fear. We have two kinds of fear. We have the real, as with you in the jungle and wild animal come. That's a real danger. That's a real fear. And we have the imagined fear.
Yep.
The imagined fear never happened. We fear for no reason. Think about that. All what we're thinking that may happen never happened. And I came with something like that said, again, my mind black again. A million thoughts on my head. But
Haim, them thoughts are just coming at you
yeah.
like rapid fire. That's all right.
So yeah, fear and faith. It's just the fear is an imaginary thing.
Yeah, and that's something that it's never happened. And we spent so much time thinking about something that's not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere with that. So you lose your life. Oh, here is. We spend so much time thinking about something that will never happen. Which is me. We have that phrase that said, "Be careful what you wish for, you may get it." Right?
Yeah.
Now that's energy that you release. Now let's take it to the other end, to the other side. Make 180. We don't have intention to get something and willing to get it. Right. Think about that. From the other, it's the same energy. It's just different direction.
That leads. You said energy, and I'm an athlete, and I've known athletes and coaches, and when we think about a football player, I just use this analogy here, is if we logically think about it, a 300-pounder running down the field full speed to collide with another human being, the outcome can be pretty serious, right? To death, right? So logically, why do we do that? Well, this is what coaches do, that when we're in a state of fear and state of excitement are the exact same vibration. So you just change the word to excited, and coaches paint the vision, the purpose. We're going to stop the play. We're going to the champ. There's a mission and a purpose and a cause. It's that you're willing to risk bodily harm to get it. And that's They replaced the fear with excitement. Same vibration. I'm excited to run down the field and make that tackle. So, any comments there about fear and excitement? I learned that from another colleague, is that they're exactly the same. We just need to change the word, because words have power, right? Any
No,
comment?
you at risk. We are risk since we wake up in the morning. Now, if you do something, you get prize. If you don't do anything, you just pass another day. You get anything from that. Which one is more value? Which one have more value? When you get what you're looking for, or another day pass by with no excitement? I tell you a story that illustrates something. It was the system here in America is different. If you pay attention, you look around you. Majority of businesses owner are foreigner. And why is that? Because when we're thinking about America, come to America, it's the land of endless ability. The system that create here for people to live is totally different, which is mean they say go to have a good grade, go to college, graduate, find some job that pay you benefit and retirement. And now when you reach the age of retirement, you start to live your life until to the end. Wait a minute. Why you need to start your life in 65? Yeah. Why you can live before that? So there is a story. It's more illustration than real, but about one guy that they follow that system. Yeah, he reached 65, he retired, he started to get pension. 2 years take, and he's died. So you have a insurance policy for life. You have a big chunk of money over there, and his wife take the insurance. She go to the insurance company and she want to claim the money. Insurance company say, even. She said, why? I have the policy. He said, yeah, according to our record, your wife didn't have a life, so he didn't die.
You're right.
Oh my! Oh my!
That's something, you got to think about it, is that the things that we want in life, if they're not attached to desire, I'm a big Napoleon Hill guy. What is the lever of your desire? Because that's the ultimate fuel that gets you to where you want to go. And I always use the story about how I met my wife. I saw her and we had, those type of things. But it wasn't, I would like to talk with her, is when you really analyze it, it was the desire. I could have said, no, she's probably going to reject me. She's probably married and all these things. But when we analyze anything that we get a result from in life on a positive side, it's tied with a desire. And we have all different levels of desire, right? So any comment there? Because we're going to be wrapping up here in a few minutes. So that just sort of came to me, is that wants are like wishes and dreams. You got to have something emotionally tied to it. Would you agree?
You mentioned that before, and I'm more than agree. And the language that we talk to ourselves, for instance, when you have to have something or you need something, that's come from, there is fear behind that. It's a fear-driven. Now, when you want something, it's come from freedom. It's a choice that you make. And that's a big difference. Yeah. Now, there is people that use this language all day long. Yeah. When you change your language that you talk to yourself, people start to hear you in a different way. Which it's another example, good example.
Yeah. Everything is a decision when you break it down, a choice. And even people say, well, I didn't choose to be broke. Well, yeah, you did. If you really look at life, there's a lot of things, decisions you made and choices you made created the outcome, right? So it looks like you're frozen. Are you
He's
frozen?
unfrozen now. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're freezing up a little bit.
I
Yeah.
gotta
Yes.
say this. We've got three guys here, and I always like to bring this. People say, well, I'm too old to go after something. I'm XYZ age and all that. I like to point this out is that I forget what the percentage is, a very large percentage that the most millionaires start that journey in their late 50s and 60s. And the most successful people, sort of the not the Warren Buffett, but McDonald's, he started at age 65. And there's statistics on that. So I always like to, oh, I'm too old, all that type of stuff. Here I'm 72. Haim, I don't know how old you are, and I know how Mark is. Address age, because I hear it all the time, and I almost want to throw up when I hear the excuse at age.
Here is people say the life is short. We need to live it to the fullest. Life is not short. What's short in our life is the happiest moment, because that's what we don't have enough. Now, to be happy, lower your expectation. When you lower your expectation, your intention go up. When your intention go up, you start to do things. When you do things, you get result, and they give you experience. It's a formula. I didn't discover that, but that's the outcome when you look at the thing.
Yeah.
When you lower your expectation, you're going to be more happiest, because you're happy when you do something. You want to go to the back to reflect on what you did, to have a joy. But along the way, you're happy when you do.
Right.
Yeah. So which means your intention is high, your expectation is low. What people live on expectation, which when you do that, you just shoot into your two leg, because when you expect something, it's power that you don't have, because you expect me to do something, you expect somebody else to do something, and they have their own vision how to do it, and it's not the way you want it.
Right.
Now, when you have intention, it's on you to take the action to get the result. Now, when you do that, people start to follow you, because you do stuff, you get stuff that they want, but they don't know how to do it. Yeah. So they're going to come to Tom, how to do this, how to do that, how to achieve this, how to achieve that. Because you have experience, they don't.
We got, I got to say this, is that Ruben is in the financial services arena, and he made it now that's how life insurance works. Laughing
that's
out
not
loud.
how, when you were talking about the wife, because she didn't have a wife,
no, it's
you shouldn't get any of the money. I thought that was great. And he says, well, that's not how life insurance works. He said, laugh out
Yeah, but
loud.
it's illustration. It's not a rich story.
Right. Oh, I know. But it was a great point that you made. And I think the other thing he said here was those butterfly. He talked about, I wonder if you use troubleshooting strategies as a mechanic in your success coaching, like half splitting. I think he caught some of your background, when you were studying to be a mechanic, so he threw that in there as well. But yeah, Ruben's pretty wild. He'll come up with some pretty cool stuff.
I want to make sure people know how to get a hold of you. So let me bring up these banners here.
There's multitude.
Yeah. This is your website here. That's inmotioncoach.com. So that's another way they can find out about what you do. Also, they can contact you. I always put that out there. If anything you've heard and it intrigues you to talk with Haim, I encourage that. So the email's there. And in our parting notes here, my friend, I tell you what, 45 minutes is not enough.
It flies, yeah.
It is not enough, especially when we have somebody that brings wisdom and a depth and a perspective. We hear these things all the time, but I just resonate with you in a deep way. And I just want to compliment that hopefully that resonates with somebody else out there, to take a step and go after what you want, what you desire, what's your purpose in life, because everybody has genius. You'll find it with the right mindset.
Right.
And somebody like, there's no doubt that if somebody reached out to you and worked with you, you could shift them. They have to do the work, right? You just bring awareness.
That's the way it's work. I mean, some people ask me sometimes what I do for a living. I simply say nothing, because if I do it, I get the prize. But you want to get the prize. I just will help you
Right.
to get there.
Right.
Mark, do you have a closing question or a comment that you
Well,
want to
I
make?
just wanted to compliment him, and I'm going to do it here so he can hear me. You, sir, do have the wisdom, and if I didn't know any better, um, I would swear to you that you are in a former life, or maybe you are undercover a rabbi, because you have so much wisdom. It's the way you answer questions, and
Thank
that I
you.
respectfully say that to you. Yeah, I could sit here and listen to you all day, because it's the way you bring the content out. You're not berating us. You offer suggestions, solutions, and you still put it in a question format. You make us think, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. When you're thinking, when you change the way you think, you change your quality of your life.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Right.
it's simple as that.
Yeah. Well, my
Now you need to
friend.
take action.
Right.
Without action, nothing happens.
Yeah. That's it. It's got to
Absolutely.
take action. Otherwise, it's a
Massive.
daydream, right? It's only a daydream
Right.
if you don't take action. So,
Yeah, and that's
um,
it. I have a radio interview a few years ago, and the guy asked me in the end, they say, "You coach, what kind of advice you give to people?" I say, "I don't give advice." He said, "Well, you need to give something to people that hear you, something to take." I say, "Well, here's the thing. You need to search for people that want to help and support you on what you want to do, not people to come and tell you what to do or how to do it and give you their opinion, because you're not going to like it."
well, with that, my friend, that's a great closing point. Find those people that will believe in you, support you, encourage you, guide you, mentor you, versus telling you what to do. I think that's perfect, my friend. So I'm going to put you in the back room, and we got a few more comments. Thank you, Lana, for jumping on.
Yes,
Okay.
we need to have you back. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Okay.
We need to have you back. Yeah, I would.
I would love to come. I love to share my philosophy with
Right.
people that can benefit from that. And I don't care if they hire me or not. I just love to do it.
What goes out will come back to you in many ways, my
Right.
friend.
Absolutely.
Yes. So we're going to put you in the back room, and God bless you, and thank you for being. Have a
Thank you.
great Thanksgiving, safe
Yes.
Thanksgiving with your family. Well, Mark, when I told you I found a gem, we found a gem.
Definitely.
I tell you,
Yes.
he's a great guy.
Yes.
I definitely am going to be continue reaching out
Right.
to him, and I just love his conversation. So I just encourage people to reach out to him. I'm going to put up his email address one last time. Mark, in
Right.
closing, anything else you'd like to say?
Just thanking everybody that joined us, and Ruben and Lana, and others that were watching. Appreciate your comments, your input. Like I said, if I didn't know any better, Haim could pass for a definite A+ rabbi. He just has that inner wisdom. When somebody you can talk to, and he doesn't get all wound up. He just puts it out there, and then he makes you think about when you can converse with him. So,
Well, that's with that, Mark. Anything else you want to say about any of our corporate sponsors?
oh
tonight?
well, there's a SIA. and then I'll let you run the other one. We know about ASEA, what it's doing. I kiddingly will say this, since over the holidays, watch your molecular singling with what's going on out there in the real world. But if you want to know anything about that particular arena, you can contact Tom or myself about ASEA.
Yeah.
And Tom, I'll let you bring up the second sponsor that,
Yeah, and our
this is
second
very
sponsor
unique.
is related to business. Without our health, we can't accumulate business. We can't do business. It's our energy and our ability to work in that area. But we've associated ourselves with a company called B Connect, and you'll learn more about it. We're going to have some people on talking about this, what's happening in the space of using digital, and what's happening. And we're associated with a company that's a disruptor. And I can't wait for people to start recognize the power of using these technologies that we're using
Oh, yeah.
in a more powerful platform. So I'm really excited to change that. So it is Be Connected. And Mark and I, we're going to have some people on talking about that here in the near future. So if Mark reaches out to you, take a look. We have a free offer on that. So take advantage of it, explore what the power of this platform can do for your business. With that all said, you'll get more details. Are you ready to sign out, my friend?
Oh, absolutely. It's time to go to my dance class,
You got it. And we just want to wish everybody a safe, blessed
Absolutely.
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
All right. We're going to sign out.